What's up everyone, and thank you for joining me for another edition of DeFi Deluxe. I've got a lot of hot DeFi news for you this week, so let's get right to it. Our top opportunity this week is still going to be Basis Cash, which I talked about in my last video. The APY is still coming in hot at around 700%. That's for the Basis shares, and then for the actual Basis Cash stablecoin, it's a little bit lower at 577%. There are, of course, a few other good ones in here as well. Value DeFi, Harvest, and Sushi still have pretty good rates, and those are some of my favorites. Just to note that APY and APR are interchangeable, and this is how much you're going to make in a year, so you would have to divide that by 12 to see how much you're going to make in a month, which it gives you here in the details. Basis Cash has a smart contract risk of high because the contracts have not been audited yet, but they're working on it, and the impermanent loss is a medium. Remember, this is not financial advice, but rather for educational and entertainment use only, and make sure to hit subscribe below to stay up to date on all the latest money-making opportunities in DeFi. And another note, I always tell you to only put money you are willing to lose into these contracts, but that can still be a substantial amount, so it might be a good idea to get coverage on it to protect you from hacks, contract vulnerabilities, and rug pulls. If you're interested in getting coverage, head on over to coverprotocol.com and you can buy coverage on the latest yield farms, and while you're there you can decide if you want to provide protection for protocols that you believe in and make money on the other side of the equation. Some of my favorite yield farms are already in here, and they're constantly adding more. First up in news, we have The Graph, who has finally released its long-anticipated token after an initial pre-sale a few weeks ago. The Graph project has already been established for a while now and is widely respected in the community. The Graph describes themselves as an indexing protocol for querying networks like Ethereum and IPFS, which, if you're not familiar with, stands for Interplanetary File System, the decentralized storage mechanism running on Filecoin. In developer terms, you can think of the Graph as a decentralized SQL database, and many are calling it the Google of blockchain. Why is that exactly? Well, all the big DeFi apps such as Compound, Avi, Uniswap, etc. all use the Graph to query Web3 indexes. Director at the Graph Foundation, Eva Balin, notes in our network newsletter that usage of the Graph hosted service grew 10x since June, processing over 10 billion queries in November. Applications are making upwards of 350 million queries per day, with growth driven by AMMs, NFT marketplaces, DAOs, and all of the DeFi finance applications. As an indexing service, they don't offer yield farming per se. Instead, you can make money as an indexer, a sort of validator node that processes queries for decentralized apps when they call for them. Looking at the Graph here, you'll see that they have already given out 10K worth of GRT to indexers, and you'll see all the wallets running indexer nodes, and you can delegate GRT to them in order to earn a cut of the rewards. Check out the recent price action on CoinGecko and you'll see what I'm talking about. Holy cow, $2 billion worth of 24-hour trading volume, and the growth here is solid. There is a lot of excitement around this project, and I'm bullish about it as well because, like I've said before, any projects that support the infrastructure of Ethereum really get my ears ringing. Dare I say, people love the Graph about as much as Chainlink. Chainlink is the oracle that connects most Ethereum apps to real-world data, and they used to be a small-cap token. But they are now at a $5 billion market cap and are token number 7 on the list of all cryptocurrencies. So even with a medium-sized market cap of 576 million, I'd say the Graph still has a lot of room to grow. And I want to clarify that Graph is not competing with Chainlink. It's the opposite. They are working with them. They are actually directly integrated with them. I would not be surprised to see the Graph continue to rise up the charts and possibly get into the top 25 cryptocurrencies at some point. Next up, Tornado Cash has launched their governance token. Tornado Cash is a coin mixer which essentially obscures your transactions with other coins in an attempt to make it more anonymous and private. This is a very interesting concept considering the openness and transparency of the Ethereum blockchain. They claim to be the largest privacy solution on Ethereum today, and they just released an airdrop to all users of the platform who used it before December 7th. The governance token is called Torn, and it looks like they haven't released it yet, but these are the plans for the tokenomics. And their version of liquidity mining is called anonymity mining, in which you can earn AP points. They say that users will be able to receive Torn through a 2-stage shielded liquidity mining system, and after a user deposits into Tornado.cash, a user will accrue private AP points, which don't leak any information about your deposits. Once the user accumulates enough AP on the user's shielded account, the user can decide to convert the AP at any time into public torn tokens. This sounds a little complex, and they note that the system is, but it ensures that user privacy is always protected in the process of claiming the tokens. It says you have to connect your wallet and set it up, so I haven't been able to see any APY percentages. However, once you click setup, it will give you a recovery key, and you have to back that up before you can proceed. This is definitely an interesting project I'm going to keep my eye on, because there is a need for privacy as Ethereum continues to get used. For example, say healthcare transactions may have to be private, and something like this could be a solution for that. Next up, Stkr protocol has launched. Stkr is an easy decentralized way to stake your ETH or delegate ETH to nodes in order to earn money staking. To any of you who still have your ETH stack sitting in your wallet doing nothing, why not stake it and help keep Ethereum decentralized? If you aren't familiar with Anchor, they are a company who helps users set up and run nodes with just a few clicks. I've used this service already and it is amazing. It's just as easy as spinning up a virtual instance on a cloud server like Google or AWS. So back in February of this year, I spent countless hours trying to spin up my own NuCypher node, and I had to learn how to do it all by the command line from scratch. Anchor has made it way more simple by making pre-made templates for nodes like NuCypher, Ethereum, Bitcoin, etc., and it supports over 50 plus protocols. So Anchor Stkr is cool because it uses this super easy interface to allow users to stake their ETH for Ethereum 2.0. This is an interesting project to watch as well. Being that Stkr is decentralized, it's possible they could make a governance token for it in the future. And last, we have a fun one. This is a game that runs on the Ethereum blockchain called Axie Infinity, which released its governance token last month. You can now play to earn real cryptocurrencies. The four main ways to earn are battles, breeding, flipping land, and trading Axie shards for now, which is a bit more complex. Take a look at my recommended video below to see more details on how to earn money with these four methods. Axie is already the #1 game on Ethereum with over 10,000 daily active players. How much can you make? Well, like anything in blockchain, it varies based on how much time and effort you put forth. A lot of it requires research and being an active player in the community, meaning you aren't going to simply be given tokens without earning them. But for people who already love playing these types of games, why not make some real money while you're at it? According to Axie Infinity, on average, players can already earn around $5 to $6 an hour and max out around $30 to $40 a day. Though this may not be enough to live off in American standards, countries such as the Philippines have a minimum wage of approximately $5 an hour, which is allowing the Axie community there to thrive. Some players are actually taking advantage of this opportunity to make a living playing Axie full-time. Crazy stuff, and the game has only just recently launched. Therefore, the economy of the game is going to continue to flourish, and eventually it will offer even more ways to make money, such as getting hired for a job in the game and getting paid a real salary. The SLP potions and other in-game items are NFTs that can be traded openly on secondary markets as well as in the game itself. As you can see here, just today, over $79,000 worth of volume has gone through the game. Looking at the price here on Binance, it has been growing like crazy at 76 cents a dollar. I'm looking at the Binance page because they were launched with Binance. So although I believe you can buy the ERC20 Axie on Uniswap, it was actually launched through Binance, so it's sort of a hybrid game. I'm not a huge fan of the fact that it was released on centralized Binance, but I'm just happy to see another game besides CryptoKitties gaining traction on Ethereum. That's all for this week's news, folks, so subscribe and stay tuned. Peace.